करवावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति।
Chapter 3, verses 1 to 10. Arjuna uvacha Jayasi chit karmanaste Mata putrirjanardana Tatkim karmani kodema Niyojayasi keshava Yavishrene bhavakyena Buddhim mohayasi vame Tadekam vada nishchitya Yena shreyohamapnuyam Shri Bhagavan uvacha Lokesmin vividha nishta Pura prokta maya naga Jnana yogena sankhyanam Karma yogena yogina Na karmana manarambhat Naishkarnyam purushošnute Na cha sanyasanadeva Siddhim samadhigacchati Na hi kaschit kshanamapi Jagudishtatya karmakrit Karyate javashat karma Sarva prakriti jai gunaihi Karnendriyani samyamya Myaste manasa smaran Indriyarthan vimudhatma Nityacharasya uchyate Yat indriyani manasa Yamyarabhate juna Karnendriyai karma yogam Ashaktasya visishyate Niyatam kuru karmatvam Karmajyayo yakarmanaha Sharirayatra vichate Na prasiddhena karmanaha Yajnatat karmanonyatra Lokoyam karma bandhanaha Tadattam karma kaunteya Mukta sangas samachara Sahajajñā praja drishpa Purovacha prajapatihi Anena prasavishyatvam Yeshavosvishta kamadhuk.
The twofold path leading to enlightenment. One is the path of action for the active, and the other one, the path of knowledge for the contemplative. So the two paths. The two paths, because generally human beings are of these two types, the active and the contemplative, what he calls as the yogis and the Sankhyas. Sankhyas means contemplative, the yogis mean active. That which determines the active part and the contemplative part is the intensity of the desires. More desires, a person by default he will be acting. By default there will be a lot of restlessness. Desires means restlessness. A person who is desire ridden by nature will be restless, and that restlessness will drive him into action. So one category is who is with full of desires, who are active by nature. And then the another category where they have done a lot of sadhana, tapas already, and have got their desires reduced. They belong to the contemplative type, the Sankhyas type. Both are interested in liberation. First thing we have to understand, both are interested in liberation. Generally people are classified like that. Those who are interested in liberation, one type is active, the second type is contemplative. Contemplative are those where their desires are very, very less. How do you know that your desires are less? You know that your desires are less when you can concentrate. When you can't stay put in a place, when the thoughts can't be stay put in a place, then might as well know you belong to the active type, not the contemplative type. Contemplative type is where you tell the mind stay here, it stays. Then you belong to the contemplative type. You tell the mind stay here, except here, it stays. Except where you want the mind to stay, it will go to all other places all by itself. It means you belong to the active type. Arjuna, whichever category you are, choose your path. Choose your path accordingly. Why are you getting unnecessarily? You are confused and you are telling me I am? Yeah, that's what he is saying. You are confused, but then you are saying I am confusing you. Because Arjuna is complaining that Krishna is confusing. Before listening to you, Krishna, I had clarity. After listening to you, only all confusions came. Not that he was having clarity before. At any point of time, carefully follow. Desire-ridden mind always looks it has clarity. Desire-ridden personality believes that they have clarity. Clarity means a conviction that I know what that's what clarity is all about. A conviction that I know what I am doing. Chasing money, I know what I am doing. Leaving money, I know what I am doing. Marrying a person, I know what I am doing. Separating from the same person, I know what I am doing. At any point of time, desire gives you a kind of a conviction. Actually, you should not use the word conviction here. Desire gives you a kind of a stubbornness. Desires gives you a kind of single-pointedness. Almost like, elsewhere is going to say that, almost like that obsession, that craving for, till you get that, it will not allow you to do anything else. That's the nature of the desire-ridden mind. The nature of the desire-ridden mind is that it is obsessed. Till it gets that, it will not allow you to do anything else. This, people misunderstand it as they have clarity, goal-ridden. In a way, we also follow Vedanta, sir. Till I get it, I don't leave it. It's just it is nothing but an obsession. How do you know that? Take the mind and place it in and ask the mind to stay put, it will not stay put. Now, what reasons it gives to wander, it doesn't really matter. But it cannot stay put. The very fact that it cannot stay put means it's full of vasanas, desires. Then that person belongs to the active type, and he has to follow the path of action. The contemplative are those, and contemplatives don't need all these discourses. Contemplatives don't need all this discourses. For they will know what to do. And who's a contemplative? those who have done lot of tapas already, those who have gone through the lot of spiritual practices already, where except the very few desires, they don't have any other desires. First and foremost, the active type will be still debating whether to fix the goal of liberation or not. They are still debating. Okay, one day I will come for goal of self-realization, but now it is not. Now it is not practical, or now it looks very, very far-fetched, or it's not so inspiring. The debate is about the goal of liberation itself. Contemplative are those who are fixed on liberation as the goal. The worldly category have no interest in liberation. The active type are confused. Some part of the day the mind says world. Some part of the time the mind says liberation. So they are confused between. Alternatively, they keep following both the paths. The vast majority belongs to the worldly type, where they are not interested in anything higher. The moment you come into higher, what interests you? Something is inspiring about liberation. Because of the intensity of the vasanas, the mind still drags you to the world. Mind still takes you back to the world. Mind takes you back to the world because the seed of possessiveness, the seed of mindness is sown there. It's already there, and it's so attractive, the mind still keeps going back. What makes the mind to go back to the world again and again and again? The seeds of possessiveness. Mindness is sown there. Wherever you have sown mindness, your thoughts will keep going there. Even though there are 20-30 here, if you were to go into the minds of everyone here, where it will go to? The same 2-3 areas, again and again and again, individually for everyone. Never it will go for not one place for everyone. Even though everyone is sitting here, the mind keeps going to that individual 2-3 areas. So on the AC machine fix pannangala illiyo, orders have come and I have told them to come, and I am sitting in the class, whether they are going or not. After the class I have to check whether the orders are in place. In that area, my mind will not go there. It will not go there. Subramanian trying to retire is not. I don't know. From the day I saw him, he is only planning to retire, and every 2 years it gets increasing. They keep calling, they keep not calling. Individually, everyone's mind keeps going to their areas of what areas? Don't say desires, don't say interest, don't say all that. Wherever you have sown mindness, you have sown mindness there. Something of yours is there. That's why the mind keeps going there. Why it is not going to someone else? Therefore, wherever your mind is going, what do you understand? Mindness is there. That's all. As simple as that. The person of the worldly type doesn't even understand this. He keeps oscillating He keeps wavering, but he goes along with it. He has no problems. You follow? Active type wants to get out of it, but the mind keeps dragging him back. That's the difference. The active type is one where he wants to get out of it, but the mind keeps dragging him back. Why? The mindness is so strong. Possessiveness. Mindness means mindness is nothing but possessiveness. That's all mindness means. So wherever there is the possessiveness, mind keeps going there. So where all your mind is going all by itself is enough indicator that that's where your mindness is, and you have to work on those areas. Contemplative, the third category, is that who has already done this homework and removed the mindness to a very large extent. Still a very few desires they are having, not yet liberated. Therefore, Arjuna, what is your confusion? Very easy to identify whether you are of the yogi type or the Sankhya type. Having identified, work according to your type. Where is the difficulty? And why are you saying I am confusing you? Tell me with certainty. These are all the very words of the desire-ridden mind. From the vocabulary itself, you know what type the human being is. From the very words they use, from the very vocabulary they use, you can identify the type. Tell me with certainty, Nale, he belongs to the active type only. For the Sankhya type will not use this vocabulary, for he has understood there is no such thing called certainty. Now what are you talking about as certainty? Okay, certainty is there, but does that remove your doubt? Can anything be told with certainty? Even if something is told with certainty, will your doubt gets removed? It still remains as strong as always. Therefore, the contemplative type belongs to a different category. No point about talking about the contemplative category to you, Arjuna. Therefore, let us talk about the active type. No point in talking about the contemplative category to you, because Krishna is not doing time pass, Sunday class time pass he is doing. This is a time pass, all types we keep talking as though all can understand everything. He is saying, since you don't belong to the contemplative type, let us move the discussion into an active type. For Krishna is addressing the active type. Who is an active type? Arjuna is the active type. From here starts, that's verse number 4. A very long topic, one of the longest topics. Mostly the topics are always 8 verses, 10 verses, all that. One of the longest topics of the Bhagavad Gita. An intellectual appeal for action. 15 verses. An intellectual appeal for action. Contemplative type, not temporarily, rest of the Gita he doesn't even touch about the contemplative type. And don't worry, he spoke about the contemplative type already. If you are of the contemplative type, you would have received the message already. He has said it already. It's not that he didn't say. The whole of second chapter is addressing the whole of second chapter is addressing the contemplative type. And who's the contemplative type? Someone comes and says, this is the path to liberation. That man just clings on to it. He will not waver. He will not doubt. Then it is of the contemplative type. Again I repeat, who is the contemplative type? The person who has a person who is so much in thirst for liberation. He is a contemplative type. A person who is thirsty for liberation will not be bothered about anything else. But how can he be so selfish? A person of the contemplative type will not be interested, will not be bothered about anything else except liberation. He is the contemplative type. And what that contemplative type has to do, he has already said it in chapter 2. He has already said that. Since nothing of it is inspiring, since nothing of it has turned has created any stir in Arjuna, he is asking, tell me correcta, mati pesama correcta solungo. Don't say this and don't say that. Tell me with certainty. A contemplative type is the one who is fixed on liberation. Number one. Number two, ready to do anything for liberation. But your wife will not appreciate you working for liberation. Your husband will not appreciate you working for liberation. Your neighbor will not appreciate you working for liberation. Some distant cousin of yours will not. Okay. For an active type, any excuse is carefully followed. For an active type, any one of these excuses enough. For he is looking for something to escape from. He is looking for something to escape from the goal of liberation. Actually interested in finding the comfort in bondage. Actually finding the comfort in, talks as though he is interested in liberation, but the comforts are still in bondage only. He is an active type. Talks as though even Nachiketas will not talk. Even Nachiketas will not talk. The way that the active type will. But then, one small excuse is enough. Then he is an active type. Contemplative type says, I don't care about anything else. Why he doesn't care about anything else is because he doesn't care about himself. He doesn't care about himself means he has worked on eliminating that mindness. You care about yourself because of the mindness. A contemplative type doesn't worry about, it has got nothing to do with the other. He doesn't worry about his own self. His own self means mindness. Where he is not worried about his own self, what interest he will have in the other? Understand it like this. You are interested in the other because it's yours. Otherwise, why are you interested in the other? You are interested in the other because it's yours. The moment you have firmly understood that there is no such thing as mindness, what interest you will have specifically in someone? Carefully follow. Interest means you have some specific interest in specific interest in a specific few. Only that few. See, at the most take about every human being's life. Who are they bothered about? You can count them in numbers. Maximum 4, 5. Adukku mela no one is interested in. If you boil it down, doesn't really more than 3, 4. No one is actually interested. Why? Mindness is fully rooted there. Therefore, that person who is of the active type is waiting for an excuse to leave the goal of liberation and attend to something worldly. And when he is attending to something worldly, he says, liberation tomorrow, this is today. The worldly person says, there is no such thing called liberation, waste of time. Simply acquire as much as you follow. What is that mindness? Mindness is the way in which the ego can survive. Contemplative type don't have that. Active type has it. The ego survival instinct is through mindness. That's why it necessarily has to say something as mind. Try and relate without saying mind. You will not know what to do. You cannot relate. If you have to relate, you have to say mind. And that mindness drags you away from the goal of liberation. What do you have to do? Do a lot of karma yoga to eliminate the mindness. What is the technique by which you eliminate the mindness? You have been repeatedly saying mind through action. Now you have to keep saying not mine, by doing the same action. By doing the action, you kept on saying mine. By doing the same action, you keep saying not mine. The activity that which you keep saying not mine, consistently is called yajna karma. That's why in yajna karma you say na mama, not mine. That's yajna karma. And you have to keep saying it repeatedly. After every ahuti you have to say na mama. Meaning every ahuti is one activity. By saying this na mama, by saying this not mine, you reach the state of, from active type you become the contemplative type. And who is the contemplative type? The contemplative type is where there is dharana, concentration. Contemplative type are those who has this dharana, concentration. You evolve further dhyana, single pointed concentration, which is meditation, to moksha, liberation. For the vast majority who are on the initial stages, what is the type? What type are they belonging to? They belong to the active type. Why they belong to the active type is because the mindness is still driving their action. If mindness is not there, you will not know what to do. and mindness is nothing but a continuous repetition. Continuously you have to keep repeating mind, 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 mind. At some point of time you actually start believing that it's yours. Hitler says, repeat a lie 10 times, you will start believing it as truth. If others believe it, it's alright. But you yourself, all because of what? Just continuous repetition. What is the continuous repetition? Mine, mine, mine. Understand it like this. Even before the child is born, the parent starts. Compared to the number of times that you say my, the child doesn't say. It doesn't say. Even if it says Nakuda, the more of it's taught. You are not taught, the child is taught. You know that, no? Amma sollu. You have to teach the child, no? It's taught. It repeats it, but its mind is elsewhere. Where is its mind? Bhalastavat Gridasakta. Its mind is elsewhere. You forcefully tell the child, repeat. The child doesn't bother. But even before the child has come into existence, you start saying what? Child is not even born, but attachment and possessiveness is born. Attachment and possessiveness is born even before the child is born. And throughout the day, throughout the night, throughout the week, the month, the year, you continue to say mine, 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 mine. And the child is blissfully unaware of what you are. Child is blissfully unaware of what you are saying, what you are doing, for it is so busy saying something else as mine. And you start weaving dreams, you start having your hopes and expectations. My grandfather was busy weaving dreams about my father. And my father blissfully ignored that, and he was busy weaving his dreams on me. I blissfully ignored that, and I am sitting here busy weaving dreams for my daughter, and she will blissfully ignore me, and she will be busy weaving dreams for, I don't know, whatever it is. It keeps going. Active type understands it, but not able to get out of it. Contemplative type has gotten over it. Understand the difference? The active type understands it, but not able to get over it. Why? Because the number of times you have said mine, you have not said not mine. If you have to get over, you have to say that many times not mine, no. 100,000 loan edutha, you have to repay. Zero level varnuna, how much you have to repay? Interest alla mela. 16%, 18%. Romba kammiyana interest na 8%. Even if you have to balance it out, if you have said mama 1000 times, you have to say na mama that many times. That is called karma yoga. Active type does this karma yoga, as a result of which he matures into the contemplative type. Are you able to follow? Lastly, the mama from 1000 to 1001 is not the same from 1 to 2. Again I repeat, The mama from 1 to 2. First time you say mama. Second time you say mama. From 1001 to 1002 you say mama. Both are not the same. For what has come in there now? Intensity, possessiveness, that vega. That's why my vego, no? When they come and say, you feel like it's obnoxious. You feel like running away. Why? In that one mind, the entire force of the past mindness comes in. Look at the possessiveness can be seen in the ugliest form. Is this? Carefully follow. If you want to see possessiveness in the ugliest form, when the mother looks at the child with the eyes wide open, possessiveness in its ugliest form. Why? Mindness is so complete that no gods can come and convince you that it's not yours. Worldly type are that where they are not convinced at all. They will say, whatever you talk, sir, it's mine only. Whatever Shankaracharya says, whatever Ramatirtha says, whatever Ramana says, whatever Buddha says, let them keep their wisdom. This is mine only, and I will not leave it. Active type are those who is confused. Sometimes it looks as mine, sometimes it looks as not mine. So not knowing what direction to is the active type. Who is the contemplative type? The contemplative type are those who has removed the mindness. Carefully follow. For the possessiveness, changing the possessions is very easy. For the possessiveness, changing the personalities are very easy. For the possessiveness, giving up one possession and taking up another possession is very easy. For the possessiveness, dropping one human being and picking up another human being is very easy. What is difficult to drop? The possessiveness. Active type are those who are trying to overcome the possessiveness. Contemplative type have overcome that to a very large extent. That's the difference. But both are on the path towards liberation. Which category you belong to, Arjuna? Which category you belong to? Follow that. Why do you want to follow something else? That's why he says there is a twofold path. As I said before, the path of knowledge for the Sankhyas and the path of action for the yogis. Yes. Yes. Okay. We will meet next week, I say, at the end of the class. Is there any certainty to that? That is because of the desire hidden action. Why the child has to go to school? You can't say anything with contemplative type will digest this. Active type cannot digest this. It's very simple. The contemplative type can digest this and agree to this. Active type cannot. For active type believes that there are certain things which is what is certainty means? What is certainty? What is certainty? How will you define certainty? How do you define certainty? Certainty is that which you believe that it will useful tomorrow. It will be useful tomorrow. It will exist tomorrow. It is important for tomorrow. Certainty is that. That's a definition of certainty. What do you say as certain? What is the definition of certainty? Useful. நல்ல ஸ்கூல்ல நல்ல காலேஜ்ல படிச்சு நல்ல பொண்ண கல்யாணம் பண்ணிக்கணும். என்னத்துக்கு? For what? For what? Certainty. What is the certainty? Correct. Future life will be certain. Contemplative says, can anything be done with? Can anything be done with this certainty? Are you able to follow what this certainty means? That which will be, that which will exist tomorrow, that which will be beneficial, that which will be beneficial, that which will be beneficial for tomorrow. Certainty is always about the tomorrow. The present is certain already. Where do you have, what do you doubt? What are you worried about? You are not worried about the present, for the present is certain already. But that certainty doesn't give you any comfort. For the worries is always about. That's why make use of the present so well so that tomorrow is beneficial. So what is certainty? So the active type is constantly chasing. The active type is constantly chasing the tomorrow. And the tomorrow never comes. What is the tomorrow? What is the tomorrow? When you are young, old age. When you are old, no, got diseases. Disease பிறந்தாலேருந்தே வந்துருக்கு. After life, when you are young, you are worried about after life in this janma. When you are old, you will be worried about after. That's why only as you are nearing death, you will be interested in knowing what happens after death. A 15-year-old will never be interested in knowing what is death, what is after death along. Why? For their certainty is future in this janma. Since the old man has already crossed that, he suddenly loses interest in all that, and he will be worried about what is death, sir? He has become old. What happens after death? He is worried about his own. Not that he has become a Nachiketas and asking. Not that he has become a Nachiketas and asking what is death and all that. He is worried about. So he wants a certainty. Somewhere down the line, he wants a certainty. You will go to Shiva Loka. You will be with Shiva permanently. Certainty. You will go to Vaikunta and you will be with Narayana. Certainty. You will go to Goloka and you will be with Krishna. Because every god has their own. You know that, no? Every god has their own lokas. Ganesha also has his own loka. Parvati has her. Every god has their own lokas. And depending upon whom you follow, your visa will be stamped and you will be taken there. Certainty. What is certainty? Sankhya type says they have that courage to accept the fact. What? Nothing can be said with certainty. Nothing can be said with certainty. Why? The equipments through which you are seeking certainty are limited. How can anything limited can have certainty? The equipments through which you are seeking certainty is, the equipments themselves are limited. That's why. The equipments through which you are seeking certainty, when the equipments themselves are limited by nature, what certainty they can understand? Therefore, somewhere down the line you have to give a hope to your own self. What? At least world is not certain, but Shivaloka is certain, or Vaikuntha is certain. Somewhere down the line, certainty is you want. You are of the active type. You are of the active type. For actions needs a fruit. Actions need a result, and conviction comes from the result. For the contemplative type, conviction comes from the doing, not from the result. Active type is so worried about conviction comes from the result only. Result vandada, you feel that you have done the right thing. If the result is not there, you feel that you have not done the whole world belongs only to the predominantly the world belongs to the active type only. Correct. They belong only to the active type. Therefore, lot of worrying, botheration, disturbances about the future. And that future, you want it as a certainty. Are you able to follow? What is certainty? Can anything be told with certainty? It's like the Upanishadic statement. For a contemplative type, this is more than enough. Can anything be told with certainty? Okay. Something is told with certainty. Brahma Satyam, Jagan Mithya. It is told with certainty. Does it in any way change does your doubts go because of something is told with certainty? It still remains the same. What is certainty? Certainty is always about the future. The certainty is always about the future. You will never ask, am I alive now? You will always worry about correct? That's all it is. Certainty is always in relation to the future. The worry is. The present is already certain, and you can never derive any inspiration from the present. You can never derive any solace, any conviction from the present. The solace, the conviction is always about the future. And that future, who's going to sit there to experience that future? The child wanting to experience a better future as an adult. The child dies away. The child is no more available to enjoy the so-called future of a good adult life. For that adult life is completely one of worries and anxieties. And that adult wants a certain future later, and when he goes into that, what happens? That adult dies into something else. At any point of time, when you are preparing for your future, might as well know that you are not going to be there. Then who is preparing for whose future? All this is contemplative type. All this discussion is of the contemplative type. Katasu na katasuscha nanusochanti panditaha. Verse number 11. Chapter 2, verse number 11, he says, Katasu na katasuscha nanusochanti panditaha. Shochanan vasochastvam prajnavadamsya bhashase. Katasu na katasuscha. Shochanan vasochastvam. What are you grieving for? You are grieving means your hopes of certainty is you are grieving because your hopes of certainty is shattered. But I am only grieving because someone is sick. As long as the moment you entered into a body, the moment you asked for a body, that body will necessarily have to go through disease, perish. Only thing that you do not know is who is going to perish first. Only thing that you will not know is who is going to perish first. You say, no, let me perish, but the other should not perish. As though you are the determining, as though you are the controlling factor, you are the determining factor. Shochanan vasochastvam prajnavadamsya bhashase katasu na katasuscha. What is katasu na katasun? Gone? Going. Gone and going. Who is preparing for? Who is preparing for whose future? At the first layer, you think you are preparing for your future. And the second layer, you think you are preparing for your children's future. At the third layer, you think you are preparing for your grandchildren's future. You prepared for your future, and when you got into that future, so-called future, adulthood, career, what happened? What happened? Nothing has happened, except the worries and anxieties shifted. Except the worries and anxieties shifted. And then shifting into something else. The same worry and anxiety shifting into something else. Yeah. You follow? You will be worried about your admission, and then you will be worried about your children's admission, and then you will be worried about your grandchildren's admission. But nevertheless, worry will continue. So all the preparation for the certainty has not all the preparation that you have done so that the certainty that you wanted never happens. Therefore, here you understand straight away what you call a certainty is nothing but imagination, your hallucination. All actions are chasing that hallucination. All actions are chasing that imagination. Therefore, what happens? The actions are bound to fail. The actions are bound to hurt. The actions are bound to bring in disappointments. It's bound to bring in disappointment. That's what certainty is. Can anything be told with certainty? We don't understand that nature of life. Nalini dalagata jalamati karalam tattva jivitam atisaya chapalam, he says. We don't understand that. Janaka tells that to Sukha. Janaka says that to Sukha. You want to understand what sannyas is, Sukha, sit on my throne, he said. You want to understand what renunciation is, sit on my throne. Then you will know what renunciation is. So I said, oh, it has to be such a wonderful place to sit. And he went and sat on the king's throne. நல்லா ரிலாக்ஸ்ட் இப்படி சாஞ்சிட்டு இங்கே கூட அப்படி ஒன்று வைக்கணும் இல்லையா? இல்லை சும்மா சொன்னப்பா எல்லாம் வச்சுக்காதுங்க சும்மா அப்படி. He jumped out of that seat. He said, you are mad to make me sit on that throne. Why? A sword is hanging on a silk thread. It's hanging. Any time it will snap, and when it snaps kabala moksham da, straight it goes. அது இப்படிலாம் வேற இருந்தா என்ன, ஹெல்மெட்லாம் கூட கிடையாது இல்லையா? Straight it goes. Sukha said, sitting on that throne you are doing all this. What is the certainty? Janaka says, I have taken care of my sword. Sukha, there is a sword hanging over your head. Worry about that. Don't worry about my sword, for I have taken care of it. That is it. How much ever you talk about the reality of life, the mindness gives a hope of certainty. Where is that certainty coming from? How much ever you see, how much ever you hear, how much ever you see, how much ever you hear, how much ever you experience. See, when you sit and do ceremony for someone, if you believe that someone is going to do the same thing for you, how you can get attached to anything after that? Correct? You sit and do ceremony, you go and do the ceremony for someone, and if you understand that someone is going to do the same thing for you, what attachment you will have towards anything? What possessiveness you can claim over anything? But then you are so certain. Certainty comes from that possessiveness. Certainty comes from that mindness. Mindness gives you a hope of certainty. Yeah, that's why I kept on saying, can anything be told with certainty? Can anything be said with certainty? You have to assume as though it's going to be certain and work, with the full understanding that it may not work. I have to plan and think and act in such a way that my daughter is going to outlive me. I have to work under that assumption, with the full understanding that chances are I may outlive her, Sankhya type. You have to work with that assumption. What is that assumption? As though she will, I have to work as though she will outlive me. With the firm understanding what? God only knows who is going to outlive whom. You belong to the Sankhya type. You belong to the Sankhya type. No, but God will take care, no sir. Even if I am not there, God will take care, no. Some proof, some certainty is needed. If I go, but this will take something. But nevertheless, certainty is what you want. Only place where there is certainty is Brahman, the self. That will not inspire. That will not inspire the action. Why? Only place where there is certainty is Brahman. And that will not inspire. That will not motivate you. That will not inspire you. Why? You can't say my Brahman. You can't say that. For you to become Brahman, you have to live. You can say my Vishnu, my Krishna, my Shiva, my... You can say all that. When it comes to Brahman, you can't say my Brahman. Can you say that? You can say, but you really don't know what you are. You can't claim any possessiveness there. That's why you can hear about liberation, you can give a discourse about liberation maybe to someone else, but you will continue to be possessed. You will continue to be possessive. Why? For your interest, for something to attract you, you have to say mine. You have to say mine. The moment you say something as mine, it becomes very attractive. The mineness goes now, the same attraction, the same person who was attractive turns into, what is the opposite of that? Opposite of attraction is aversion. Correct. Aversion. Opposite of attraction is aversion. Same person who was attractive, same person who you are longing to meet is the same person where you don't even want to see. First block pannu sir avanga. First thing you have to do is block that person. And that same aversion will turn into attraction. Attraction and aversion, mindness. You keep oscillating between the two. When you are attracted to something, you are so sure that the attraction is certain. That's why when a boy or girl falls in love with each other, you try and talk sense. It may not last enough. They will turn back and say, you don't know what you are talking. There is an aversion. You tell them that this aversion is temporary, it will change tomorrow, they will turn back at you and say, you don't know what you are talking. For when you are going through that phase of attraction, it looks. When you are going through the phase of aversion, that also looks certain. Appo adu correct sir. Ippo I made a mistake, so what? Now I am. And how sure are you that you are not doing the mistake? Now I am very wise because I learnt it from my mistake, sir. Weird is the way in which ignorance functions. Weird is the way in which ignorance functions, and it's so convincing also. You will follow? How certainty? What is certainty? Seriya? More examples? Certainty is also? Yes. That's where Kathopanishad starts with the discussion. What is certainty? Yama says, Nachiketas, very beautifully. Keep something as the yardstick. If you have to say something as mine, something as not mine, what is the yardstick? Keep me as the yardstick, Nachiketas says. Keep me as the yardstick. That which will accompany you upon death is yours. That which will not accompany you upon death is not yours. If it is not yours, then what makes you to believe that it is yours now? The Yaksha Prashna, Yudhishthira says, this is the greatest wonder. People see death all around and they believe that they will not die. They will see death all around. They will go to a funeral and keep looking at the clock. They keep looking at the watch. Time. Not realizing that what are you rushing for? Rushing towards your own death. Rushing, hurrying, worrying about what? Towards your own death. If only you can realize, oh my God, if you are going to be like that, you will get detached now. All this understanding will bring a change in the present. If it is not bringing a change in the present, you have not understood. Understanding will never happen for a future. Understanding will bring a change now. That's the power of knowledge. That's the power of knowledge. If you have understood something, that understanding will bring a change now. If you understand that death is the certainty, you will become detached now. It's not the detachment will come after death. If detachment is going to come after death, you have not understood. You have not understood what death is. It's not about detachment. You have not understood what death is. And if you understand about death, you will become detached now. You follow? And what is the certainty? Tell me with certainty. That's the language of an active. That's the language of an active type. நீங்க சொல்றதெல்லாம் பண்றதுக்கு ரெடியா இருக்கிறேன், கண்டிப்பா ஒர்க் அவுட் ஆகும்ல. That's the language of an active type. For he is looking for certainty. The wise man says, try it out. We will never know. He will go back thinking, ivarke seriya therla pola irukku. He himself is doubting. Go and find out someone who talks with certainty. And who will talk with certainty? The street magician will talk with certainty. The fellow who is selling, the talisman will talk with certainty. The horoscope man will talk with certainty. The fellow sitting in the beach with a parrot will talk with certainty. Gautam Buddha will say, experiment, try, God only knows whether it will. But active type cannot accept this language. The active type cannot relate to this language. That's why the worldly type, if they come and sit, the active type, if they come and sit, they will be thinking, what are they discussing here? What are they talking here? Onnum purilla. It's not that it's something which they cannot relate to. What is it? The certainty. What is the certainty? From today onwards, sincerely I will follow. How much time it will take? I am not result oriented, Allah sir. Just I want to know how much time it will take. Certainty. Somewhere down the line, it comes and takes over. To say, this is what I ought to do now, I do, irrespective of what happens the next moment. Irrespective of what happens the next moment, I am least concerned, I am least bothered, for the next moment doesn't exist at all. Why he is unconcerned about the next moment? Because the next moment doesn't exist. For you, not you, For an active type, the present moment doesn't exist. What is always existing? The future. That's why he is so worried about the future. Are you able to follow? The wise one says he is concerned about the present only. Why he is concerned about the present only? For what exists? Only the present. And he is so fully in the present. Right through, ironically, the man who is living in the present, right through, he is the only one who is experiencing the certainty. All others are hoping for certainty and they live in fear. Hoping for certainty, they live in fear. Ironically, the man who's living in the moment, who's living in the present, is the only one who's living life with certainty. Because the present is the certainty. What you ought to do now is the certainty. What are you worried about? The very worry means the attention has shifted to the future. Certainty. So even here he is asking, tell me with certainty. Later on he will say, I am ready to follow all that you said with certainty. Will it work? And then 20 verses later, I followed all that you said with sincerity, but nothing has worked. Therefore, Krishna, rework your thinking and come back and talk to me with certainty. You cannot let go. What you cannot let go? Future. Can't let go the future. Future is nothing but a hope, a guarantee of wanting the mindness to continue. What is future? You want a hope. You want a guarantee. You want an assurance that your mindness will continue. Wherever you go, you will be still thinking about me, no? Okay. Then I don't think about you. Why? Wherever I go, why will I think? Even sitting next to you, I am not thinking about you. My thoughts are elsewhere. It gets very. It's excruciating. Excruciating for what? To the mindness, it's excruciating. So what is certainty? What is the definition of certainty? Understand it in a different way. Certainty is nothing but wanting an assurance for mindness to continue into the future. In the present itself, it's not yours. How it will be yours? In the future. So the wise one gets detached now. Are you able to follow? How he gets detached now? And we always postpone detachment to the future. For so scared to become detached now. கொஞ்ச நாளைக்காவது அட்டாச்மெண்ட்லாம் இருந்துட்டு then we'll get detached. No. For detachment is scary. No. And knowledge makes you detached now. It brings about the detachment now, not for the future. What is certainty? Certainty is nothing but a hope. What is the hope? An assurance. An assurance you want. The hope that you carry. For what? The mindness will continue. If anyone gives you the guarantee that your mindness will continue, there is an attraction. anyone comes and removes the mindness, you will get irritated. Why? The entire hope is pinned on that possessiveness. Carefully follow. It's not the possession, it's the possessiveness. The child is so possessive over the toys. How quickly it leaves the toys. How quickly it leaves and go to something else. If it is the possessions, it will be with the toys forever. It's not the toys, it's the possessiveness. And that possessiveness seeks certainty. And how much ever certainty is there, the doubt still. For in the deepest core, what is the reality? In the deepest core, life at its core stays with one reality. What? Death. One reality. What? Death. The change. Even here, you will want the change according to. Even here, I agree, sir, but changes should happen according to my wish. If it is going to happen according to your wish, then what is the change there? Your wish is only there. So change means it will happen irrespective of your wishes, your likes and dislikes. That's why the contemplative type will never speak the language of certainty. Go to the doctor, chances are curing is there. You don't go to the doctor with the conviction that you will come back normal. Very correct. It has got nothing to do with the doctor. It has got nothing to do with the treatment. அதுதான் சார் அலோபத்திலாம் அப்படி தான் பண்ணுவாங்க. ஆயுர்வேதா தான் கரெக்டாக பண்ணுவாங்க. It has got nothing to do with the doctor. It has got nothing to do with the treatment. It has to do with an understanding. What? You go to the doctor assuming that you will get cured. That's why you have to go as though you are going to get cured with the full conviction that it may not happen also. You work as though you are going to make profit, but fully understanding that மேனல அன்சர்டனா பேசக்கூடாது. You will incur loss. You will incur you are ready for there is a possibility that may not, and the mind will focus on there is a maybe I will get cured, maybe I will, no, talk with certainty. What is talking with certainty? It may happen, it may not happen, but you have to do. Why? As long as you are alive, you have to keep doing this with the firm conviction. What? That's why a contemplative type, when he goes to the doctor, he will not ask the doctor, definitely you will cure me, no? He will say to the doctor, what? It's my obligation, I have come to you. What? I am sick. I have a body, I am sick, I have come to you for cure, with the full understanding that it may happen, it may not happen. Doctor will be very happy with you. Why? No treatment he has to do for you, and he can just send you. You will also be free. Well, see, the active type, the vocabulary is the same in every aspect of life. For the active type, the vocabulary is the same for the contemplative type in every aspect of life. You don't pick and choose in areas. If you are picking and choosing in areas, you still belong to the active type only. And what that active type has to do is going to start a long intellectual appeal for action. Fundamentally understand this. What is the language of an active type? What is the language of the contemplative type? The language of the active type is certainty. The language of the contemplative type is language of the contemplative type is one word. Act. Prepared for it. One word na moonu vaartha solra. One word. Active type is looking for certainty. The contemplative is that one word will not come, don't worry. That's what I am saying. What is that one word? And even if I repeat and make you by heart and ask you to repeat now, it will not. What is that one word of the contemplative type? Obligation. That's all. Obligation. Niyatam kuru karmatvam. He is going to say all that. One word. From the active type, he is trying to shift it to the one word. What is the language of that? What is the language of that man? My obligation. When I am sick, my obligation is to go to the doctor. It's over. But going to the doctor is only for getting cured. No. 50-50. You can get cured, may not get cured. When you get cured, you say thank you to the doctor. When you don't get cured, again you say thank you to the doctor. Why? Because he is going to give you a new body very soon. Yeah. Again you can say thank you to the same doctor and come back. சரியா? Next Sunday we will not be meeting here. We meet the following class. Next Sunday, no class. Now ஊருக்கு போறேன். இதுக்கு அப்புறம்